So today I have to make it brief and to make it short as much as I can. I see some new faces if I were to be right. So we're continuing our discussion about the relations and the management and the engineering of the relations. And today, inshallah, should be the first official beginning. And we're going to speak today about the types of relations. I want to first ask a question. Why relations are important? Why knowing what the relations and talking about the relations is important to us? I need answers. I got this as a gift. I'm willing to give it. Who needs it? And I have those two. Someone is gonna get something today to eat. I'm on a diet, so I'm not willing to eat. Okay, there is no important for relations. Okay, I'll give you something. Okay, do you know this? This story is not famous, but it's true. You know why Eve was created? Why Eve was created? Hawa. Yes, but why this is important? That's true. When Adam was in the Jannah, right? You know Jannah has everything, right? Jannah has everything. But when Adam had everything and he was alone in the Jannah, he felt lonely. You know, like when you feel lonely, not single, lonely. You could be single, but you can't be lonely, right? So you don't feel alone. That's why Allah created Adam. So Adam one day he felt lonely and he slept. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala felt that of him. So he created Eve to keep him accompanied, to keep this kind of relations. Another thing, why we people, we human, who first likes the artificial flowers and the natural flowers? Does anyone here like artificial flowers? No one likes artificial flowers. Why? It keeps water, it looks nice, it preserves the nature. Why you don't like it? It doesn't smell good. You can spray some cologne.
It's not real.
It's not real, okay. It doesn't react. It doesn't feel changing. It doesn't give or take. It's just something there. And we human like the change. Like something that when you deprive it from water, it gets dry. When you talk bad to it, it turns bad. You know, you like to give and take. You like ups and down. You know, and that's something in the relations. Okay? So, who can speak to me about the two strong relations in the Quran? The two most strong relations in the Quran. That's $5 question.
The relationship between a mother and her children, and
Is there a story about that? If there is a story? Yeah. It's in the Quran. It's a story in the Quran. Okay. Whoever is going to say the story is going to get 5. Whoever is going to say the story and the ayahs, he's going to get 10. And whoever who's going to say the 2, I'm taking off my Apple Watch, I'm giving it to him. Because I'm going to change it anyway. Google what? I will. What do you want? What do you want?
no, just to Google the answer.
Yeah, search. You can't find it. Try. Prove me wrong. I don't think so. But try. You can use Google all the time, by the way. Because if I know the answer is in Google, why am I here? Okay. The thing is, there is, you know this, the wheel of life? The wheel of life, the social part, the spiritual part, the body part, the mindset part, the financial part, and then the effectiveness part, and the people that you have effect on, and then the feelings part, like the part that belongs to you. These are all the wheel of life. They name it the wheel of life. Out of all these parts I named, there is one that impacts them all. Can someone name it? Yani peace, just be smart. Oh, did anyone get the ayahs and the stories? Okay, we get to that. Okay, why relations are important? Okay, in a study that has been happening since 1940 up to now. Okay, they randomly go to certain colleges, they get numbers of people, they get their grades, and then they follow them after 10 years after their career. Okay, and then they said, it's been proven to always work. What it is, people who get A's, they are employees in the companies. People who get B's, they are managers in the company. And people who get C, they are owners of the company. And the only thing that makes this true and makes this happen, that the people who get C, they were strong at the level of relations. They are strong in building relations. They know how to act and interact and engage with people. Okay? So that's all goes to the part of relations. Now, very quickly, we need to understand what are the types of relations. I'm not speaking about the relation with Allah, I'm not speaking about relation with us, I'm speaking about types of relations. All the relations that you are engaged in, what are their types? Like with regard to the rules, like there are some relations that they don't change, some relations change by the place, by the time, some relations change by the thoughts. So can someone subdivide the relations to me? I kind of answered it. You just need to put it. Yes. Okay. But there are relations deen and dunya too. It's deen and dunya. What is your other example? That's deen and dunya. If you take work as the dunya only, that means you messed up the akhirah. If you're only working for dunya, right? Because if you're only working for the dunya, you can take any job, right? But we don't take any job, right? Yeah. So what are types of relation? I will, for the sake of the time, I will answer, okay? There is permanent relations. What is this permanent relations? They never change no matter the situation is. This relation is your relation with your God. No matter what your relation is, your God is your God. You know, your Lord is your Lord. Allah is Allah, okay? Doesn't change. He's the one who created you. No matter how you try to fly this, you can't outrun this fact. He's the one who created you. And same as the one who created you, the second example is the one who gave birth to you, right? So your relation with your mom and your father is a permanent relations. Your relation with your brother and sister is a permanent relations. You can't change that. And by the way, all of this is mentioned in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the believers in Surah An-Nur, which by the way, Surah An-Nur, imagine the Quran, out of all the chapters, he named the chapter that speaks about building a new house between a Muslim sister and a Muslim brother. He named this chapter An-Nur. And the reason is, when we look at the heavens, we see the stars. We see stars. But when the angels look at the earth, only the houses of the believers lighten in the night. Why? Because they're Muslims. They're supposed to be doing stuff in the night. And this stuff lighten their houses. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named this chapter An-Nur. In this chapter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ. You know, there is no kind of like feeling shy, or there is no kind of questioning. If you were to eat from your houses, or the houses of your parents, either of them, or the houses of your brothers and sisters, your siblings, or the houses of your aunts and uncles, you know, or the houses of your friends, or the houses that you are invited to all as communities. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named those circles as this is permanent relations. You can't change it. Your uncle is your uncle. Why? Because there is blood in between. Now a question. Is your husband or your wife counted as a permanent relation or not? I know if there is a children, yes, it's permanent relations. But if there is no like children, what does it count as?
Temporary?
Still permanent relation. Ask me why.
Even if they do separate?
Yes.
Why?
Because no matter how the situation is, you're never going to be able to marry her mother. So it's still as a bond, that's it. Because of this marriage, her mother is sacred in you. You can't marry her mother. So it's counted as permanent relation. Why? Because the effect of it lasts. Okay, so it's counted as a permanent relations. Now, this permanent relations has a separate rule in itself, and I will get to it. Now, the other kind of relations is like intermittent relations. What are the intermittent relations? Like out of the sudden, I came here to the dars today, I see new faces. And the faces that was with me last time, it's not here. So that's intermittent relations. Why knowing the types of relations is important? It doesn't make sense for me that I will spend a day with someone here and leave my mother or my father or my kids or someone that is in permanent relations with me. Like, don't spend time with them and go spend some time that I have intermittent relation with. That's two types, permanent and intermittent. The third type is what? A relationship that is scheduled. That's regular. What is it? That's like your friends at school or your friends at work. At certain time, at certain place, you meet with them, you engage with them. But after this time and this place, you're not to be blamed if you were not to pick up your phone and answer. You're not to be blamed if someone were to call you or message you and you don't answer them. Or to come to you and say, okay, I'm out for work now, I cannot take your call. You're not to be blamed. Knowing this is also important. There is no any pressure on you to like manage your relations within this prospect. Okay. The fourth type of relation is old relations. Like, you all now graduated like primary school, right? So if you were to meet someone who were like in primary school with you and he was like school friend with you, and you meet with him and you haven't met with him for years, this relation is subject to be continued under one condition. The pair of this relation are intimately engaged. What I mean is, like for example, I know someone, I met with him. Hey man, it's been a while, I didn't see you, remember what we have been doing and all of that. And then he starts to speak with me in the same tone, in the same energy, in the same vibe. This relation is back to be normal. It's not old anymore. Now a lesson for every one of us. If you don't want this relation to continue, and this person came to you and he said, oh man, it's been a while, it was a great time to know you, answer him in a cold way. Okay, and what have you been doing? What's happening in your life? Okay, we'll talk. See you, and you leave. You killed it at the spot. And by the way, sometimes this is very important. Because if you were to in your mind, think how many people every one of us has in his phone? How many people? I would say over a couple of hundreds, right? But if you are in a problem, how many will you call? Of all of these numbers you have, how many people are you going to call? Can someone answer, am I alone here? Why you make me feel lonely? What? You're not going to call anyone? No. Like if there's a car accident or something wrong or something, like you need help of someone, like you're moving, you need someone to help you move your furniture. Or like you need someone to pull up your car. Or you need someone to help you with something, Especially for a girl, you need someone to change your tire, Or like your car stopped on the road and you need someone to give you your car and he manage your own problem. Who are you going to call? How many people are you going to call? One or two. So you can't manage 100 relations. And you need to be wise how you're investing your time between all of those. Okay? The fourth type of relation, which is out of norm, okay, is the believer's relation. This is the fourth kind. Why I make it kind of its own? Because all the way in the past, the Prophet ﷺ, he said to the companions, I am missing my brothers. So the companions said, aren't we your brothers? ﷺ said, no. My brothers are those who come after me, they never saw me and they believe me. So we are his brothers. We are the brothers of the Prophet ﷺ. This relation, the believer's relation, passes the time. Up to now, we love Umar. Up to now, we love Abu Bakr. Up to now, we love all the companions that we heard about. We treat them like their family, although they're not. We treat them like we know them. They live between us. They are in the next neighborhood. But they're not. They were in Saudi Arabia. And even we don't think that they are in Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia is something now different than what we think of these people. So the believer's relation passes the time, passes the scale, passes everything. The last kind of how you treat your relation is how deep it is or how shallow it is. This is the main part. Okay. For the deep relations, the question is, do you think your deep relations should be deep, like your permanent relations should be deep or not? Like your relation with your mom and your relation with your parents both, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and your brothers, your blood brothers, do you think your relations with them should be deep or not? Supposed to be deep or not? Deep. And is it deep? Okay, what about your relationship with your friends? Is it deep? I'll give you an example. If I have now a trip here from here to like Niagara Falls, 6 hours, okay? And you're going with your parents, your family. How much of the time of this 6 hours driving, or like the amount of driving that you're gonna have, how much time you're gonna speak in this journey? No, I'm asking for both, for the parents and siblings and for friends.
Well, for parents, you won't speak much, but with friends, you're gonna be like, you might speak for almost 6 hours.
That's the answer I'm looking for. Is it true or not first?
What kind of relationship do you have with your parents?
That's the diversity I'm looking for. Can you please give me answers? Give me numbers. We're traveling for 6 hours. You're with your parents. How much time you're gonna spend talking to them? And how much time, oh, leave me alone? Yes. You and your parents. Okay. I'll tell you why. Do you know why or not? No, you tell me why.
I just always see it.
Why? There is a key for that. By the way, this is the whole thing why we're doing this discussion about relations. But if you talk 6 hours in there is no time for missing. There is gonna be time for give me a break. Okay, how often you see your parents? That's a good question.
Probably once a week, but I just talk to them on the phone.
Okay. How long you talk to them every day? That's changes the whole scenario, by the way.
Probably about an hour.
Give me some time. That's great. I'm just like, I don't have much of a time, so I'm saying give me like, if you have an hour a day to speak over the phone, give me like, yeah.
Throughout the day.
That's great.
Let me call my mom.
Okay, I need your answer. Your numbers, yes.
Mine is different because I'm not as close as she is. Also, we don't live in the same country, so I'm not used to letting them know.
Okay, let's
Mine would be like 5 minutes.
let's agree on something. Okay, we're gonna agree on something. Okay. By the way, it is different for the guys than the girls. 100% of the guys, they're gonna say, I'm gonna speak with my parents for like 30 minutes. And he's gonna be generous, giving his parents 30 minutes in 6 hours driving. Right? Yeah, because they have a lot of things. And guys usually they don't like to talk much, especially when they are being cornered. And that is the part I'm saying why we speak much with our friends and we don't speak much with our parents. And this is advice for every mom and every father among us. What it is, how much of interests you share with your children. How much of interests and how much you're being judging them. How much you're judging them. Like for example, if you were to be like driving for 6 hours, what's your name by the way? Mina? Miranda. Like if Miranda were to be like traveling for 6 hours with her parents, okay? And she tells her parents, oh, I did so and so. And then her parents is gonna be, why you did so? You shouldn't. It shouldn't happen. And her parents get upset. Next time she's gonna be very careful. What is she saying? And she's gonna be careful to pick everything she's gonna say to them. And with the time, the interest the interest is being offered to be shared, it's gonna be less and less. And the less interests we share, that's lessen the deepness of the relations. If there is like to be a thermometer, you know, you need to ask yourself about certain things. Okay? Are you being initiative? Like, are you the one, like, I want to talk to my parents? I want to reach out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is this, like, the permanent relations. How is my relation with your brothers and my sisters? Because these are things, they never change. I know some of you claim to be liberals, but believe it or not, you know, wallahi, believe it or not, you're never going to find someone to love you more than those who are truly related to you. Truly related to you. You know, or like you share with them something that's blood related. You know, like a husband, because a husband knows that her kids needs the wife more than they need him. You know, especially at certain age requirements. Okay? So interests, support. You know, how much they're being supportive. Like, many of us will be like in a hard situation, and then they will never go to ask their parents for help, although they need their support, but they don't like the part that they're being judgy. You know? Why? Because I live with them. I cannot look in their face every day and night, while they make me feel, when I look in their face, that I'm always wrong. I'm always doing wrong. So I'm not going to feel comfortable looking in their face. So that's a lesson for every one of us who's planning, inshallah, to be a father and a mother. You know what is the deepest relation in the Quran and why? What? Yes. When you even share your thoughts with your parents. Who can give me this example in the Quran? Yes. Yes, how this relation started in the Quran? You heard that? He told his father that, oh dad, I saw a dream. You see how deep the relation is? Even my thoughts, I share it with my father. You know? Like, Yusuf saw a dream. He wake up in the early morning. He said to his father, oh dad, I had a dream. How deep this relation is. Like, think of it. You know, if something, like, if you crashed the car, you're gonna go home, hide it. You know, if it's a car and you know that your father is gonna know the early morning, but you prefer to have like 8 hours of good sleeping, happy snoozing, your father doesn't know, and you wake up in the early morning, and then we solve it in the morning. I run out to work or I run out to somewhere. But you hide it. But he see a dream. Just a dream, like any one of us could see in a dream. And he shares it with his father. And same thing goes on reverse. On reverse, right? Who can tell me the reverse, the opposite? Yes. No, father sharing his thoughts with his son. The brothers are gonna take the $10. Already the brother got 5 of them. We have 5 left, it's not Luqman. Look for the other one. If I said it, you're gonna know. Okay, it's a dream too. They got it, khalas, that's it. So Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, he saw a dream that he's having a night sight, a dream in the night, that he's slaughtering his son. So what did he do? He went straight to his son, and he said to his son, oh my son, I saw a dream that I slaughter you. How deep this relation is. And the beauty of it is the answer coming from Ismail to his father. Oh dad, do what you're commanded to do. There is no judging here. There is no judging. We share the same interest. We're here to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're here to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're here obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when the interests are the same, they enjoy the time. They built the whole Kaaba in the middle of the desert. And then when they built the Kaaba, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when Ibrahim and Ismail are raising the Kaaba, وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَاعِدِ, when they're raising the basis of the Kaaba, من البيت, تمام? What are they saying? They're saying, رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا. Oh, our Lord, accept it from us. You know? Now, okay. Now, knowing this will tell you why it's very important to know that the types of relations. Can someone tell me why the types of relation now are important? What? Why knowing the types of relations? That there is permanent relations, there is intermittent, there is regular relation, they are tied with time and place, and there is like believers relations. Why knowing this is important? And there is old relations. Yes. How you prioritize them. Okay. How you prioritize them and how you manage your time in between. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about this in the Quran. Who can name it? Who can name the verse? I'm looking for something to give. Yes. The cash, I'm out running the cash now. Okay, I'll give you AirTag. Apple AirTag. Come on. No. I know I used to. What's the question, by the way? Can you remind me? The what? Oh, yes, a verse in the Quran that tells you about the permanent relations. Allah, by the way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named them all in less than a page in the Quran. It's very famous. If I say it, you're going to regret not saying it. Aywa, what's the beginning? No. Nah. Come on. Okay. It is the most famous ayah about Baril Walidayn. No, Al-Isra. 3, 2, 1. My AirTag is mine. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have judged, have said his final word, that you worship only him and you treat your parents in ihsan. Okay, you're going to ask me, what about my brothers? What about my sisters? What about all of those related? Continue with the ayat, please. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, out of those, okay, وَآتِ ذَا الْقُرْبَ حَقَّهُ وَالْمِسْكِينَ وَابْنَ السَّبِيلِ. And those who are, وَآتِ ذَا الْقُرْبَ حَقَّ means, and those who are related to you, give every one of them his right. Okay, if I don't have time and I need to go pray, I am fasting, I have the night prayer, I have to go make da'wah, I have these few excuses, which I'm going for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but I also don't have time for my family right now. I have to go to the masjid. And they need me now, but I have to go to the masjid. So what I do? Shall I tell them, come on, into kafara? You're disbelievers, I need to go pray. You stop me from praying? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't say so. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, in the same surah, in the same ayat, okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِمَّا, wallahi, this is a lesson for every one of us having a family or living within a family, okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِمَّا تُعْرِضَنَّ عَنْهُمْ ابْتِغَاءَ رَحْمَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكَ تَرْجُوهَا. And every time you ignore them for the sake of any mercy you seek from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what do? فَقُلْ لَهُمْ قَوْلًا مَيْسُورًا. Tell them something nice. Like every time you're going for something out of seeking mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please, this ayat is in Surah Al-Isra. Read the ayat from وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ until the end. Okay, what about my son? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even spoke about your son, and he says, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُم مِّنْ إِمْلَاقٍ نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُهُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ. And do not kill your kids out of poverty. We are the one who's sustaining them, not you. We are the one who's supporting them, not you. You got the connection between the permanent relations? Now, something that you need to know. Why permanent relations fail? Permanent relations are like big oceans. You need to know how to swim. And I will give you a sign to know if someone is good in his permanent relations or not. For example, if your brother were to tell you, I love you, and you joke about it, that means you're not a good swimmer. You don't know how to manage your permanent relations. Why you joke about it? Because you are scared to dive with him in this ocean. So you play it safe and you joke about it and you take yourself out. That's why going in this permanent relation is a very big responsibility. You need to know who are they that you are going with. You need to understand their value with you, and you need to know exactly what's your rule with them. You know, like in Egypt لما حد مثلا يقول لحد بحبك يقول له ايه؟ حبك بورس صح؟ They do, right? Don't worry about it. Like it's like a what words in English? It's like something that walks on the wall and you hit it with your slipper. You know, like for example, you say to someone "I love you," he says to you like something that's like a cork squirrel like loves you, like whatever the thing is. Yeah, they take it as a joke. They joke about it. You know, or like you know what's the problem? And by the way, this even goes to like a very deep side, a very sad side, a very sad end. Most of our permanent relations, we don't care about it until we feel that we're losing it. There is this mother that she asked her kids, she has 2 kids, and it's a true story by the way. She asked her 2 kids to get her something, and then they're both like, you go, no, you go, you go, you go. So she said to them, whoever doesn't go to serve me right now while I'm living shouldn't cry me when I die. You know? Why? Because love is actions and words. You know? If you were to only love, 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 and then when it comes to actions, you don't do anything, what does it mean? You're just not serious. You're just claiming that you love me. But in action, you don't. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even spoke about this in the Quran. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never described the relationship between a husband and wife as love in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. What is mawaddah? It is the action upon love. If you love me, you will take actions. So وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً. Why? Because to be honest with you, I don't have a microscopic eye, you know, or out of unseen rays, I can be able to detect with my eyes to be able to see how much you love me within your heart. The only thing I can judge and see is your actions toward me. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to those who love Him that He will give them mawaddah. What does mawaddah means? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to show to them what His love means to them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of Surah Maryam, He says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Verily for those who believe, سَيَجْعَلُ لَهُمُ الرَّحْمَنُ وُدًّا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make for them wudda. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make for them again? Wudda. What is it? The effect of love, which is actions. Like for example, you go between people, you see people loving you. You see people feel comfortable speaking with you, treating with you. You feel welcomed. You know someone, you see his face, you just like, man, take me out. I don't feel this man. I don't feel comfortable being around this man. Take me out of here. And some people like, this man feels nice. I like his vibe. You know? There are this and there are this. You know? And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, He said to Musa alayhi salam, وَأَلْقَيْتُ عَلَيْكَ مَحَبَّةً مِنِّي. And I showered you love from me. So anyone sees Musa, loves him. The wife of the Pharaoh tells the Pharaoh, choose him as your son. Please don't slaughter him. And he also loves him and he doesn't slaughter him. You know? And then everyone sees Musa, loves him. Like the daughters for Shu'aib, they see him, so they love him too. Okay. Now, we get to the end. This is a medical case. What is it? Psychiatric case came to us, and it's a true case. Okay? There is this kid that his family somehow don't tell him much that they love him. And he got broken leg. So he was in a cast for a long time. And then we came to remove the cast on him. He refuses. Don't take it off. Please don't take it. Please keep it. We look deep, you know, why he wants that. Because since he has this cast on, everyone is checking on him. Everyone tells him, we love you. Everyone, please be okay. Everyone is hugging him. Everyone is treating him in a good way. So he feels that this love is connected to his cast. So he wants the cast. In a direct way, he wants the love. He wants to be loved. He wants to be welcomed. I think we're due to finish. Okay? So the last thing I will close with. Love in the heart is like a clone in a bottle. You don't know what it smells like. You don't know what it is like until you spray it out. You got it? You only know how much a person loves you if the perfume is in the bottle and it's inside. You never know what it smells like. You don't know what it's even is. But once you spray it out, you know what it is. And that's the same thing for love. You know, we need to share it, but you need to know when you share your love, what are the types of those that you are sharing this love with? What are the people that mean to you and they share the love with you? And for those who you care about, don't be judging for them before you show understanding for them. And as much as you share interests with people, that's how much you love them. I would like to close also with this very nice story. There was a fire in Kuwait, in one of the houses. Okay? And this is related to like the 5 languages of love. So there was fire in the house. So the husband saw the fire, so he ran away to his wife and he holds her hands and he runs out of the house. So her wife response is, she laughs and she cries. She laughs and she cries. She laughs and she crying. So he's like, after like, they got somewhere safe. He's looking at her. She laughs and she cries. And he asks her, what is it? He said, I'm so happy you're holding my hand, but I'm so upset that our house is burnt. Her language of love is touching. You know, your kid, all what he wants, not a new toy. Your kid, all what he wants, not a new toy, not a new gift. All what he wants is to spend time with you. And if your kid's, his language of love is to spend time with you, the best thing you do with him is not buy him a new game or a new like toy. The best thing is to get his favorite toy and play with him with this toy. That is the best thing you do with him. Another language of love is listening. Like I get you a gift, but no, you want to speak with me. You want me to listen to you. And that's language of love. Maybe another language of love is a gift in itself. To give her a gift. To buy her something. You know, to do something new in this relation. Put an effort in the relation. You know? So you need to exactly know what are the types of relation and how you manage them and how you treat them and how you give everyone his time and his value in your life. And tell them by your way of sharing interests with them, sharing thoughts with them, sharing things with them, how it is. And there is a scale to control every relation you have in your life. And I'm going to close with this. When we only speak official, that is the most surface. Like if we were to go from surface to deep, like dive in relation, if we only speak like official, that means we have no relation. We speak official. We go to work. Like for example, when I first came in the United States, usually in Egypt we say Salaam alaikum wa alaikum salam. So when I first came here in America, so I meet with a guy, he says, what's up? So I stopped. And I'm ready to answer, like, you know, he's asking me like, what's up? So I'm ready like, oh, it's a good day. And like, I speak about my day. So I stopped like to answer and then I'm looking at the guy, he already like, you know, wallahi, that's true. Wallahi, I'm not exaggerating. Wallahi, this is true. And because also like, we came from a different culture. If someone older than me asks me something and I don't answer him, he gets very upset. You know? Another thing, when I take your opinion, that means this is the next level. That means I care about you. I like your opinion matters to me. So when I ask you for your opinion, that means I care about your opinion. I care about what you think about what's happening with me. The third level is when we share interests. The fourth level, when I talk with you about my problems and my ambition. When I talk to you about my problems and my ambition, that's the fourth level. The fifth level, when we talk about interactions and emotions. That's the fifth level. You know, I hate this person. You know, I love this person. You know, I love in this person this and this and this. You know, I would love if this were to be happening. When I share with you my emotions, and as I said to you, the most deep relations in the Quran was the relationship between the father and his son. That's happened between Yusuf and Yaqub. That happened between Ibrahim and Yusuf. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. While they're praying the sunnah, do you have any questions? Any questions? أنا سمعت صوت صفير الحقل كتير النهارده. عارفين صوت العصفور بتاع الحقل ده؟ بالاسم بالانجليزي. You know, like when you're near the water and you hear like a frog voice? Yeah. There's no questions, right? جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. The guy is